Hey guys, welcome back to Hornside Mountain Biking. Hey, in this video, we're going to check out a couple of the new headbands from Halo Headbands, the Bandit and the X3. Let's do this, man. Alright, so let's get the specs out of the way first. The Air Halo Bandit comes, if I remember right, it comes in a 4-inch width. It's a one size fits most kind of a sizing. It has the sweat seal built into it. All of their headbands have the sweat seal built into them. That's kind of the secret that makes them work so well. And it's also made right here in the United States, which is really cool. It doesn't have any kind of a Velcro closure on the back of it. It's just sewn on the back of it, so there's no Velcro to deal with there. And then the X3 comes in a 3-inch width variety, and it comes in like two sizes, like a small medium and then a large extra large. Also made here in the United States, has the sweat seal on it. It gets its name not from the 3-inch width, but because it has 3 layers of the dry line fabric to absorb sweat and help hold the sweat back for a while it can channel off of you. So for these super heavy sweaters in the crowd, the X3 could be a way to I don't know, a way to manage the sweat, so to speak. If you want to get the most amount of time out of your headband, do not treat this like your cotton t-shirt. There's a little bit of technology going on here. We've got rubber meeting fabric, but really easy. All I do is I wash them under the sink. I just run some warm water and put a little bit of Dawn soap in there and then give it a little rinse, a little squeeze, hang it up. That's it. That's all I've ever done with them, and they've lasted for years. So for those of you in the house who wear contacts, and that would be me as well, man, oh man, these things are a lifesaver. I used to get sweat down into my eyes, and it would irritate my contacts so much, and then I would end up blinking a contact out and then lose vision in one eye, like right in the middle of a descent. Now I can actually, I'm not, trying to squint through the sweat and the burning sweat that's getting in my eyes. You'll probably always still get a little bit of sweat in your eyes, but man, these things made a huge difference for me. Bear in mind, you have different sizes and shapes of heads. You got different sizes and shapes of helmets. So there's going to be a lot of X factors at play on figuring out that equation. As for me, these headbands do an amazing job of keeping my helmet in place, and I really did struggle with my helmet coming down on my face, or like coming down on my head without this headband. But that's my head and my helmet, and who knows how it'll work for everybody, but I have found that it works pretty well. So Happy Biker asked how these headbands work in humid environments. I currently live in Grand Junction, Colorado right now, and it's a desert environment. But for the previous 23 years, I've lived in Kansas City. It is very humid. I think typically the summer humidity there is like in the 70% range. Like it's not quite Florida, Georgia, Alabama kind of humid, and but it's right next to it. It is the humidity there is a very real thing, and that's actually where I stumbled across these headbands. As I tried several other things. And they just weren't working out for me. I would vouch for them working really well in humid environments, but keep in mind, humid environments as they are, they prevent any of our sweat from dehydrating. There's no more room left in the atmosphere for more moisture, so we tend to just wear all of our sweat. But at least I think the headband still, I still think this is the best thing out there that I've tried. Cassidy, he asked a really good question. He asked about pressure points around the temples, and he says that he remember he has one of the Halo headbands that does have the Velcro closure back there. I've never tried one of those before, but I can imagine that the Velcro would be something that you would have to get like nudged just right underneath your helmet, otherwise it's gonna like kind of move. The headbands that I've had are just sewn up in the back, so there's just a seam back there. So I've never had any issues with you know, needing to put it in a certain place. And as for pressure points, I haven't experienced any pressure points, but again, I think different shapes of heads, different shapes of helmets, that I think that would play in the factor. So I think it would be more of a trial and error kind of a thing to see if it would work for you. But I definitely think that like the headbands that are just sewn up in the back might be a solution to the Velcro part, at least, of the equation. And then last but not least, where are you? Where are you, Shane? Ha, here he is. Crashing Dad. Asked a really good question about tips for acne prevention. That's a really good question. I actually reached out to Halo Headbands and asked them if they had any official tips for that. The material that they make these out of is antimicrobial, but we all know that like antimicrobial stuff, it only works to a certain extent, and you can still, I mean, if you just have sweat gathered on your head, then I could see it causing some acne. I would say probably just as soon as your ride's over with, get the headband off, and maybe get a you know, something to kind of wipe your forehead clean, and just kind of get your forehead with some air going on it. And man, I apologize. My dog is just crushing this video. The best question of all: are these headbands something that you would wear out in public? That's a hard one, because I do wear them out in public, and I've been wearing them for so long that it just doesn't even faze me. This is just what I wear. I can tell you this much. I'm old enough to have been around when fanny packs first came out, like back in the 80s. And I assure you, everyone who wore a fanny pack back in the 80s were like the most ridiculous members of our society. And now look at us. We're strutting around the trailhead with our $150 hip packs and thinking that we're pretty cool stuff. So I would have to say that like as a fashion statement, anything goes, man. Anything goes in love-worn fashion, I would say. But if hip packs can go from where they were to where they are now because of their functionality, I would have to think that the same argument could be applied to headbands. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.